you've been giving life. Every teardrop, every smile. Nature's more than butterflies. Carry the world 1,000 times, and I'm hopeful that someday you'll see what I more than worthy of molding a nation. Take off your crown on most days, but there's a halo there and it's gonna stay. It'll stay. For everything depends on you, woman. You're more than worthy of molding a nation. And you're more than worthy. I wanna be shining your crown. Do you know you're more than worthy? You're more than beautiful, you're more than powerful.
I am unstoppable.
I am confident. I am limitless.
I am a strong woman. Be proud of you. Be bold. Be brave.
You are enough.
You are valuable.
You are capable.
You are phenomenal. Be you.
You are fabulous. You are dynamic.
We are worthy.
More than worthy of molding a nation. I wanna be shining your crown. More than worthy of making a nation.
Bire mazak wuro nogong moro wia komano tiji ningai.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
So today we are celebrating the strength, resilience, and accomplishments of women who are making a difference in their respective fields. Remember, the Women Empowerment Program is a platform dedicated to showcasing inspiring stories, sharing valuable insights, and fostering a community of support and empowerment for not just women, but men and children as well. Now, for those mentioned reasons, I encourage you to tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell everybody to tune in to the Women Empowerment Program tonight and every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can catch us on various frequencies depending on your location. That is 99.7 FM in Georgetown and Anai, 89.9 FM in Ituni, Maruka, and Port Kaituma, and 98.9 FM in New Amsterdam, with coverage extending to 99.9 FM everywhere else. Join the conversation by visiting our Facebook page, that is at EduFM, EDYOU FM, where you can comment and engage with us live. You can also reach out to us via WhatsApp at 600-8343. That is 600-8343. And don't worry if you're inviting people and they're saying they don't have radio. You can tell them to join our live stream on EduFM's website. That is at edyoU.fm. edu.fm. Get ready to be inspired and uplifted this evening as we celebrate the achievements and stories of two very remarkable women. But first, Martina, how was your weekend, girl?
It's still weekending.
Elaborate. Let's hear.
I've been busy all weekend and the busyness continues. But my weekend was good. We went to see a movie, my family and I. Well, 2 movies. What was it again? Spider-Man something and Bandahar.
Wait, didn't you invite me to a movie and then cancel on me? How
That was
dare you?
Friday night.
Oh,
That was Friday night.
see a movie and all the time. Okay, good to
No,
know.
I wanted to go and see Bandahar. And that's why I was saying Friday night we could do that. And then I remembered I had that meeting. The alert came up. As soon as I told you, the alert came up. I'm like, oh no. I'm going to have to see this thing. And then I messaged you Saturday morning. I'm like, you wake up yet?
And when did I respond?
Today.
I've been sleeping.
She
Okay.
woke up today.
I've
So
been
we went to
sleeping.
the movies. I enjoyed Bandahar. And then what did I do for the rest of the weekend? I had gym. My son is traveling to represent Guyana at the International Shotokan Karate Federation mass camp and tournament this week, which starts this week. And so we've been up and down, packing, shopping, getting this, getting that, signing documents, doing letters. It's been pretty hectic. But it's all fun. You only get to do this once.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the most fun I had today? I went to collect cash grant.
Okay. I did that yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
today
did
was
that
my day.
yesterday.
But yeah, my weekend. How did I spend my weekend? I had fun
Wish you had
actually.
more kids, right?
At that point, but then I would have to return them. Like I just want them for the money and then I didn't care them
I
back.
saw a woman.
I can only do one at
on-
a time. I'm sorry.
I saw a woman on Facebook. She collected cash grants for 10 children. I'm like, this is going to be a real great assistance to her because when you think about the price for uniform,
Yep.
shoes, bag, I'm like, this is perfect for her. This is the best time now for her.
But
And
I
then the
hope
money's
a
gonna
lot
be
of the
done.
people that are collecting the cash grant money are utilizing it for the purpose it is meant for.
So nobody
Because-
asked me my opinion, but that money is gonna be done before some of these kids get into any primary, secondary,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be, because it's June
Yeah.
and people shop in August. They're not going to keep that money, so they're gonna be doing whatever it is to raise that money back in August. I know that's what's gonna happen. It's like when you get
Yeah.
early pay in December for Christmas and January month.
Because you
end.
can't go buy the clothes now. The children will grow to it by next
But the
term.
children not the clothing not there right now.
That too.
So like my daughter's school, the uniform's not gonna be available until the end of July. So what do you do? Well, I didn't get cash grant for her. At least not yet. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. But if she's eligible, I don't know. It's nursery. Yes, I did hear an ad saying
Yeah.
nursery. Yes.
When my son started nursery, he was eligible.
So I gotta find out
Last
about
year.
that because nobody told me anything.
And he's still in nursery, and I got it. Yeah, it works. Go
So-
collect your stuff.
I was looking at the information. They said end of July the uniforms would be available. I'm like, if I get a cash grant this week, what's
Well,
gonna happen?
Just put it in. So
Put it in a bank account and leave it.
that is actually what I was going to say. That's what we were doing. I didn't even open the envelope. I should have probably opened it, check and make sure it was the right one.
I verified it
But
on the
anyways-
spot.
Anyway, this. Yeah,
We were
I would
told-
actually expect that from you.
We were told to verify it on the spot though.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
open the envelope, count it, and before we leave. And
But I had a taxi waiting, and then I just signed, and I came out. I'm like, thank you, and I went back to the car.
Well, for Jared, his money was converted to US for his trip to the US because he's traveling. Not tomorrow night, the following evening. And he needed US. So I'm like, this is going to be spending money. In addition to what we were going to give you, we're going to cut back some of it. This is yours. But yeah, good
All
weekend
right.
and good things happening. I'm excited for his first international karate competition. And
But wait, you're not going?
no, I'm not going. He's
Is
a
that going?
he's a real athlete, girl. He going into camp, cut off from phones, social
Oh
media, no school.
How old is he?
He's 14.
Oh my gosh!
Like he's an international karate competition. Going to compete
I'm
with.
going to put my son in this. What is that thing called? What is this thing called?
So it's ISKF, International Shotokan Karate Federation,
Oh,
Guyana.
okay. I did it. show with some people from there recently. Yes, okay, we shall discuss that off air. But yes, anyways.
You're going to sign up your son.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure he'll be a natural. He already he beats me up quite often. But but to be fair, I fight back, so
With
works.
listen, if my kids were to take after me, they would be clumsy. I'm always bumping into things. My hips, like I have black and blue marks on my hips and my knees. You guys are laughing. Does this happen to you too?
It happens to my son often. It happens to me sometimes, right? But I'm grown. I have to act better. But my son would bump into stuff and he'd come and tell me. I'm like, so what do you want me to? I don't understand.
Actually, does it happen to you? Like you walk and you bump your hips into the edge of the table? Too often? Good, I'm not alone.
You're not supposed to admit that we wear glasses, friend.
Like I'm always seeing these black and blue spots. I'm like, oh well, I don't even
It's
remember
like
when I got that
we're
one.
supposed to have extra eyes in order to see it. But yes. But yes, we had a fairly okay weekend, and I don't know why I always find it very hard to remember what I did over the weekend, but it was fun. I knew it was fun.
I could tell you what you did on the weekend.
Don't you start with me. Don't you dare. I had a fun weekend. Let's leave it at that. All right. So we have our first guest in studio. We have our first guest in studio. So go ahead and introduce her, Martina.
So we have Miss Glossy Marketing. Anyway, that's not her name. It's Sophia Dolphin, and she is the founder of Glossy Marketing and PR. Sophia's journey from selling lunch in school, some of us did that. Our parents didn't know though. From selling lunch in school to starting her own business showcases not only her resilience, but also her passion for entrepreneurship. And of course, when we say in school, this is when she was but a child, a teenager. So right now, her company focuses on sustainable products and wellness, offering services such as visual radio marketing, event planning, and more. This evening, we'll be discussing this and gaining more insight, as well as talking to her about her upcoming network brunch. So, Sophia is live on her Facebook page, Sophia Dolphin, and we are also live on Edu FM. And shortly, we're going to post the link on
We're going
our
live too.
Women Empowerment page.
Because what is that?
Yeah. So, tell us, Sophia, how was your weekend?
Ooh,
I see you were busy
Girl.
all over Facebook, so don't
You
tell
look
me about
really nice.
Don't tell me. She dressed up, right? She's like, I'm coming on the Women Empowerment show. This is it.
oh my
I've
goodness.
arrived.
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, man, for some reason I felt so nervous earlier. Imagine I live on radio. What's wrong with you, girl? Get it together. So when you two were talking about your weekend, it was like an icebreaker for me. It's like, okay.
That's what we do. We want to
Yeah.
groove you in. So tell
Yeah.
us what you did. Don't tell me what I saw on social media. Tell me what was
Girl,
happening behind the
except
scenes.
for taking my children to KFC because they insisted that I take them there. It's like, you can keep all the cash grant money. We want our KFC. So I usually let them splurge once a month. It was good. I took them to watch one of the movies, I think,
Fast Furious something.
something. And then we went to the swimming and all of that good stuff. You know, balancing motherhood and business. Whew, that's why I'm here to share all the, ups and downs, but it's worth it. It's all worth it.
Yes.
We know
So,
it. We know it.
Martina talked earlier about the selling lunch in school thing. Tell us
Yes.
about that journey from you. So usually, like, you started from the bottom, now you're here.
Yeah.
So
Growing up, I was always a people person. I was always friendly, so it was not hard for me. That was when I started primary school. So I went to Paradise Primary School. Big up to my people in Paradise
hold up, you
on the
selling
East Coast.
You selling lunch in primary school?
Yes, it was primary 1 back then.
That's why
Please
she was
don't ask
but
me
a
my
child.
age.
Primary 1 is.
It was
hold
primary
on.
1 back then.
Wait, primary 1. How old are
8.
No, you're not 8. You're like, I was like
7.
6, 7. I
Grade
was
3
now
is-
going into 7.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So my neighbor daughter had she was riding a bicycle, and I grew up with my grandma. So my grandmother, we were very, very poor. We didn't even have a TV back then.
I'm not laughing at your story. I'm laughing the bicycle story
Yes,
that I remember
but
you
it
talking
really.
about.
But the thing is, if I did not see that bicycle, I wouldn't have wanted. Because remember, you're not exposed to a lot.
Yeah.
But then you start to have big dreams when you see the little girl, same age. Our parents could afford to buy a bicycle. I knew my grandmother could not afford it. So I came up with my way. It's like, listen, I'm going to sell my lunch. And back then, those Sterling butter bowl, listen, them bowls have been forever, man. So after I tried it out, in my 6, almost 7-year-old mind, my friends, we used to share our lunch. And, we used to bring our little dollars and all of that. And I started to, but it took me a while. It took me nearly a year to get the money up. And then, my uncles and everybody chipped in a little bit after. But I got my bicycle. And ever since, that is what, really drove me into always this selling, and I'm always looking for opportunities. So even from a young age, I have developed that creative way of making money for myself and since then I'm unstoppable. So yeah.
Right.
So that's
I
a
love
little
that you labeled
story.
yourself as unstoppable. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Because, that is how we should be thinking.
Yeah.
That's how I think.
But-
we in general, not
Yeah.
just Martin.
But in each of us, there's something that is planted in us for more.
Yes.
Some of us let it sleep, some of us let it die, and some of us just run with it. And some of us, after years, then they would have let it, just relived, and they would just raise it from the dead. But each one of us got to put dreams in our heart.
Yeah, I was actually going to write a post on social media prior to this about that specific thing. And one of the things I kept remembering is about 5 years ago, I've always been I've always been labeled as ambitious. And I've always been the type of person that would constantly, push for more, always push for more. And people don't seem to realize that that's not just it. Yes, it's in me to push for more, but you don't know the pressure that comes with that. And then you're also not always surrounded by the most positive energy, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to be there to say, you can't do this, or you're stretching your hand away, you can't reach, and all these kind of things.
You're hanging your
Yeah.
hat with can't reach.
Yeah.
That is so true, because even when I came up with the name while I was working at Gizmos and Gadgets, Glow C, I mean, that's when I got my daughter. So I was really going through a really trying time. And I was at a point in my life where I would have outgrown my 9 to 5. There was no more
Yep.
room for me to go there, because I was already the sales and marketing manager. Where else
Yep,
would I have
yep.
gone? They didn't want to make me partner, so I might as well. So there was a lot happening during that time, and I started to think about going on my own, because there I have 3 kids going through a really rough time in terms of my home and family and all of that. And I was like, listen, now is the time. But I had to really play it out in a way where it was about my children as well. You see, it would have been easier as a single woman, but when you have kids, you really have to think about them as well.
Yep.
So I was able to save up 6 months' money before I leave, register my business, contact the companies that would have dealt with me for years, because I was at Gizmos almost, over a decade.
I remember seeing you there. Yeah.
Yes. So it really paid off well, and that's important when you, and I want to share this with folks who are doing their 9 to 5. Because of my 9 to 5, I'm still in business. People trusted me, they liked me, and they knew me then, and that will really really pave the way for you. So whether you're in a job and you don't really like it, just give it your all. Say, listen, God is watching me, let me give it my all, and you're going to see somebody's going to see you. Every day I used to go to Gizmos and Gadgets, even though there were days when I felt like I would, there were no more room for me to grow. I still went there hoping and praying that
And with the
opportunities.
positive energy,
Yes.
you maintain that level of positivity, especially when you're in customer service and you have to deal with people.
Because at the end of the day,
People can make and break you.
There were some days I wanted to let them have it, A, B, C, D. But, you have to have that constraint. Because I'm a human being. And people
Yes,
think like,
yes.
you're a human being, but there's always that thin line between right and wrong.
Correct.
There's
Yeah.
all. And you're
Yep.
put to the test.
And
at those times.
professionalism too.
at the end of the day,
People look at
your
all these
professionalism goes with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
So even if you have plans to leave, don't let me say if you don't like the job. If you have plans to leave or
Some
you
people
want
don't
to
like
leave,
the job.
I know, but
Yeah.
you want to leave. You wake up every day feeling like you don't want to go there.
Yeah, it's just
Give it your best, because your reputation goes with you wherever you go. So you
Yeah.
might not like the person you're working with, and you're
Yeah.
going to treat their customers badly. Trust me, when you go to another place to work, people will remember you treated them badly, not the company,
Yep.
but you.
That impression is
remember,
there.
yeah,
So
your
And
character.
people don't remember necessarily what you do. They always remember
How
how
you
you made
feel.
them feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Your
And-
character precedes you in a bad
Oh my
way.
goodness. And you mentioned something about sometimes you might not always get the right people to support you. So when I came up with the name Glosee, Glosee, I'm sure you would have read
Yep.
the sentiment behind Glosee. Now, I've always been a spiritual person, always connected to God because I was at a near-death experience. So that would have really helped me to experience God firsthand, where my dad was brutally gunned down before my eyes. And the bandits, there were two of them. I could never, ever get them out of my mind. Two of them. And I can remember one of them was about to blow my brains out. And the other guy's like, leave the girl, let's go. My father was there, literally, in like. So I experienced that. That was God, kept me alive. But I went through depression though, because I could have never, it took me a while to get over that. So my faith was always there, remembering those times when God saved me. So I came up with the name Glosee, GLO, God loves, because I believe honestly that God loves each of us. But if we don't tap into the source, which is God, that's why some of us, do things because, we're not really connected to the source. So God loves Orion, that's my eldest, that's my firstborn. Sophia, which is SEE, God loves Orion, Sophia, Ezekiel, and Emma. So that is a concept. It is built on morals and values and things that I believe in. And I'm still able, it's almost 8 years now I have that business. I've survived COVID. I'm still here with the big sharks. But, I'm happy doing it and serving and helping companies to grow in our own creative ways. So that's how we still have Glosee, and we're about to do our third brunch this year.
Which is what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I want to, for many people who feel, okay, they went through a traumatic, every time you have a traumatic experience in life, you feel like, oh my God, I want to give
Just
up.
talking about
it's
it.
going to end.
Yeah.
How have you managed to always rise?
How just reflecting on all those times I came through. Sometimes our thoughts, they're going to be doubts and fears, but you have to have that power to really shift your thoughts. And I'm not there as yet, because even the brunch is making me get anxiety some days, especially when you go to people and they say no. So for everybody that say no to me, I go 10x. The next day I go 10x harder. And I pray for wisdom. So I am constantly asking for God's guidance. And that is something that have really helped me. I want to tell everybody that my faith is what have kept me in this race.
And
Being a
people who
mother with
support
3
you.
children, I've been through a domestic. I was a victim. I don't like to say that word.
A survivor.
But I'm a survivor because I have been through where I was not only verbally but physically abused. And this was coming from the man that I bear kids with. And it had to go through the courts. So I've been through the system. And imagine
And it's not pleasant.
It's not pleasant. And I'm a person, I'm a well-known person. And it was such a challenge going through the system to get justice. And that is why my heart is always with that normal woman who don't know anybody in a community that sometimes they have to go back to that abuse. And that is why I use radio to share my story. And I work with companies now to create avenue for women to help them, start a business for themselves. Like companies like Sterling, I've worked closely with them, where they sell women like wholesale
not women.
products.
Women's products. They don't sell women.
where they sell
wrong
where they
place.
sell the products
Yes.
to mostly single mothers, I must say.
Yes,
And they're
yes.
able to be independent and open their
Yeah.
own business. And I get so passionate talking about it.
Which is
so-
why when I met you and you said, well, we had met before.
Yes.
When I met you
Yes.
again.
again.
She was like, I listen to the Women's Empowerment
Yes,
Program.
I do listen to you ladies all the time. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna be
And if
on
I
this
miss
show.
it, I go back
on
to
the
it the
replay.
next day and I
Yeah, I
replay it.
remember Martina told me.
So I said we're gonna have you on the program. We're definitely gonna have you because your story is very inspirational as
Yeah.
well. When I read some of the stuff on you, I was like, man, how did she come through this? How old were you when the incident
My
occurred
dad.
with your dad?
Better believe I was a virgin still.
All right.
I
Does
was
that tell us your age?
I was almost 22 years old. I was going to Curricular Labor College,
Yeah.
and after my dad died, I fight this depression, and at the age of 24, I lost my virginity because that was me acting out. I wasn't even ready. And because I grew up with my grandma, she always instilled in me these values: make sure you marry and settle down, and that one person, them big people can't. So even while it was something that was prematurely done because
Everybody
of friends
copes
and stuff like that.
differently, yeah.
So I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it anymore because I know there are people out there that can actually resonate with my story. So yeah. So I was 22 years old. I gave birth to my son when I was 26. So
Yeah.
yeah, here I am. Guess how old am I?
How old is the eldest child?
We're not doing the age thing. Oh my goodness.
But I still feel like 22 though. Like seriously.
You
My-
look it. You look
My
it.
son is going to be 15. So you
Yeah.
do the math.
You look
My son
it.
is going to be 15 in November.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah?
yeah. So I'm
She's gonna ask me to
Wait,
date now.
November what date? Do you?
He's November the 14th.
Okay, I'm the 23rd.
Oh, yes. But Martina, because of you, Martina is the one. I must give credit to Martina. Martina actually inspired and invited me to the show because I would have sent many friends to Martina, like feature this person, they're an amazing person. And she's like, why don't you? I was like,
Because you've got a story to tell and you didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to tell it on
Yes.
WE, Women Empowerment Program. And you see, we've got a vast reach all across
Yeah.
Guyana, in the Amerindian indigenous communities, in Linden. You say it,
yeah.
we're being heard there. The widest reach for any radio station in a particular country in the entire Caribbean. There's no other radio station in any Caribbean country
Yeah.
with the level of penetration. And because EduFM is pretty young, although we have the penetration, although we have the station set up that it can be heard, not everybody is hearing as yet because it's
Yeah.
new and they're now hearing about it.
Well,
So
That's
spread the
Philip is doing a
word.
really
spread
good
the
job.
word, encourage everybody to share and all of that. But all in all, talking about my story, I still had to push forward.
Yeah.
Don't matter how much close I am and I talk about my faith, God do not expect you to just sit and say, oh God, please help me.
Yeah,
He
you gotta
wants
do
you to
something.
move.
He
He's
give
a
you the
moving-
fish,
yes.
just cook it, cut
Yeah.
it, season.
He
He's not
you
going to do
gotta-
everything
yes,
for you.
You just got to keep pushing, you know. And yeah, here I am, a mother of 3, and I am still pushing. And I'm teaching my children about being independent as well, because my eldest son started his business when he was 10 years old. So because
Youngest entrepreneur.
Yes.
I told you I'm going to beat that, right?
yes, yes.
Hold up. My son is 4. We start in the business tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
That's it.
Victoria's
girl.
going to start hers tomorrow, too.
I said no to
Yeah.
this, okay?
Because I'm around
But that's
business
really
owners
good.
every
Yeah.
day.
That's
Every
really
day I'm around business owners. So every time there's opportunities, I would share it with my children. As much as my daughter is 7 now, I consult with them before we had this brunch on the 23rd of July. A matter of fact, our date was on the 24th of June. So I went back to the table with them along with my 2 assistants, and I said, what are we going to do? It's like, Mom, let's have it in July because school is still going on in June and we got exam, plus you got to collect cash grant.
And
And-
they want to support
And they
you.
want to support because each one of them have a role to play at
Yeah.
the brunch. My son, he's responsible for technical support. My eldest, my
Impressive.
second son, he is more of the people person, and my daughter,
Meet and
she's
greet.
more yes.
So here's the thing. Tell people what Glow C Marketing does and what connection you have with this brunch. Why did you start it? What does it mean to you?
Yes. So Glow C, we provide effective radio ads to companies, mostly growing businesses as well. We help with brand awareness and we help with presence. We offer graphic designing as well. We host events and now we're into distribution. Now I was really overweight a couple of years ago because of separation and being at a point where I was still depressed and so on. It can take a toll on you and you start to mismanage yourself. So my friend introduced me to this product, Melissa Hilaire, introduced me to this product called Herbalife. And I started to use it, and within a couple months, I was losing the weight. So I said, listen, if this worked for me as a mother and a business owner who never get the time to eat right. So we started to distribute it. I had to go through the training and I became a distributor. So that is something new that Glow C we have started. Now the idea for the brunch came when my kids and we were talking one evening because everything I shared with my kids. My eldest, he knows all my financial, my insurance, everything because he's at the age where he can handle that information, and he knows that his 2 siblings, he's responsible for them should mom not be there. And he's like, Mom, you always with these business owners. Why don't you have a room where you guys can eat and drink and have a good time? It's like, you know what, for real. Because my network of people was able to help me with my net worth. So I was like, let's do Glossy networking brunch. And that's how the first year we name it Your Network is Your Net Worth. Because the people that you are around will really determine how far you go or how fast you move. Because imagine you're around people, but whenever you have an event or something going on, they're not supportive of you.
Yep.
Like,
or
you
even
just-
when you have the idea, they
Oh, when
kill
you,
it.
yes, because they're just they're looking at you is just reminding them of
Because quite
the
often
things that they never pursue.
Yeah,
and
you
the
come
risks
across
that they
people-
will
Never
never take.
you come
Yeah.
across people too who want to see you do good. They're your friend, or they call you themselves your friend. They want to see you do good, but not better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
too many
And the
people
support
like that.
ends when you
Yeah.
start to get more.
But that's something that I always check myself, because I'm very loud on social media. So whenever I go on social media and I see a sister winning and stuff, I always try
to
like,
celebrate.
I always do my best in celebrating in whatever way. Like I would like the page or I share it. And one day a friend draw it to my attention. She's like, you always be sharing people thing and nobody shared nothing for you. So I was like, but remember now, for me, I am doing it because that is
Of
my
you,
way of
yes.
serving. But even though they don't do it, is because the thing is, the power is when you do kindness to people without even expecting anything.
Yeah.
Because if you do expect
Because
things,
it's genuine that
Yeah.
way.
You're going to be depressed all the time if
And-
you wait for
and then you're
everybody
gonna
that
be
you
like,
support
why
you.
why so you do it freely without expecting anything. So that is how Glossy we started Glossy. My kids actually inspired that. So the first year was Your Network is Your Net Worth. So we were promoting collaboration over competition. Then after COVID hit, because our first brunch was in 2019, then we had our second brunch last year where we focused on wellness, health and wellness, because the business can take a toll on your health. A lot of business owners that I know, even myself, skip
Because you
meals.
don't do 9 to 5. You do 24/7.
24/7. You're going to sleep. You're
Actually,
thinking about
you
Are you
do
dreaming about work?
You do 25/8.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige 25/8.
25/8. So this year we're focusing on brunch with bosses. We're gonna have an open mic where I'm excited, so that businesses can share their business story. So they're gonna be an open mic. We're gonna talk about investments. We're gonna talk about collaboration. We're going to talk about how to celebrate each other and to just have fun in the room. So it's going to be an intimate space. We're catering like for 100 people. It's going to be at the Mirage. So we're encouraging, even you, if you have a 9 to 5 and you have your side hustle, you want to be in the room, because there'll be some people in the room that you will be surprised.
And they'll inspire you
Yeah.
to listen. I got a quick story. I do training, media training and whatnot. And the first year that I did training, 2 PR officers took my words very seriously, left their jobs and started their own businesses. I mean, it was bad news for their employers because they were really good. And it was good news for them
them
because
and
they
for
started
you.
their own businesses. So
Yeah.
one of my girls always shouting me out on her program. I mean, she didn't tell me to say this. So I'm not going to give her name.
Yeah.
But she's always shouting me out. She's like, after that session with you, I realized that I'm really sitting down wasting time. And I got so much talent.
Yeah.
Because one of the things when I meet people, I always ask them, I said, see yourself as a skill. What is that skill? And how could you monetize that skill? What can you do with what you have? And not just what can you do, but how much money you can make. And then how are you going to pass it on? How are you going to pass on your knowledge to help others? Because you are doing PR and marketing. I'm doing PR and marketing. And we don't take each other's clients. There's enough out there for both of us to
Girl,
shine.
You see why I'm attracted, and we kind of align, because we have that abundant mindset. Whatever you put out, that's exactly where you're gonna attract. And I one of the things I can tell you here in the business culture, it can be very nasty for with some people because of the scarcity mindset. You go in a room and some people are threatened by your presence, but that should never be. Guyana, we have such a small population, and for us to really make our mark in this beautiful country of ours, we have to come together. We have to collaborate and don't see each other as a threat. And people
Collaborate, don't compete.
don't compete. And it's still a man's world. People ask me all the time, how are you able to go into rooms? Don't you people don't make pass at you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's how you put yourself out there. You understand?
How you
peop-
represent your brand, essentially.
whatever, people will treat you how you allow them to.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
plain old simple. So I want to
yep.
say that.
Just put your
allow
foot
is what
down,
will
be
continue.
serious,
Yeah,
be
be
professional,
serious.
and you'll get there. And all the people making passes will eventually realize that they just need to pass and stop passing.
Oh my goodness. And that's why I love Coach Michelle, because she talks about manifesting the
Yes,
relationship that you
yes,
want.
yes.
And it is in every
She was
aspect.
here last week.
Yes. So yeah. Glossy networking brunch, whoever wants
Date,
to attend.
time, ticket.
It's going to be on the 23rd of July, 2023. It's going to be from 11 a.m. They're going to be loud food, guys. For those who came to our brunch in 2019 and 2022, you know that's not going to be a problem. You're going to have takeaway boxes as well. I want to say thank you to the Mirage Banquet Hall. Vanessa Singh, an amazing woman. People ask me, why are you always keeping it there? Vanessa is a woman in business as well. She's a Guyanese woman, and I believe in supporting local. That is why we produce these shows, because we focus a lot on local companies and sustainable products. So we're gonna have it there at the Mirage Banquet Hall from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. 23rd of July. Tickets are $20,000. Now, what we are working on is ensuring that each patron get a token or a gift that is valued $20,000 or more. So it's an investment where you're gonna get lots of returns, and there'll be some big surprises. There'll be some big surprises in the room, especially for the open mic segment. There are going to be opportunities for you to talk to investors, because investing is the way to go. We can't do it alone. We can't save our way to riches. We can't
Or
save
borrow your way to
borrow,
riches. You collaborate. If you got $10 and I got $10,
start a business.
and the thing that we want is $20, why not come together and do it?
But make sure that you have trusting partners, because not
Yes.
everybody have
Choose
contracts,
wisely and
have
take time.
contracts
Yeah.
done and all these things.
Yeah.
Because
Some of them just let me tell you, for my partnerships and assisting people in jobs, many times I don't do contracts, because I do it with people who I trust, and it is not long term. So I do short term, and you get a project to work with me on a project. When we get bigger, you get contracts. And for me, that is the way I want to do it, so that I can build the relationship. When you get big, you got to start doing contracts when it comes to a certain amount of money and so on. But when I'm doing the smaller projects, I'm like, hey, sis, let's partner on this thing, and this is what we're going to do.
My daughter told me today, if I want to borrow her cash grant, let me just give her back $60,000. She's going to give me the 40, but I must give her back $60,000.
Now, that's a little businesswoman there.
Keep your money, girl.
You should have charged her $5,000 for picking it up.
I was like, how much you going to pay me per year for just taking care of you? But these are the kids these days. And that is why I want to, my message, I came very intentional tonight, Martina. I want to tell parents, do not hesitate in teaching your children at an early age about entrepreneurship. It's not like you're lording it on them, but give them that choice. Don't try to overpower their dream with your dream, because a lot of times I found myself I was doing that at an early stage when my kids were smaller. But I want to say, find out what are their strengths and work on it with them and encourage them. And sometimes they might not always want to be a doctor. I was in a room one time when a 7-year-old boy stood up and said he wants to be a farmer, and there were a lot of laughter in the room. But you know what? I would be a farmer's wife any day.
The farmers is feed this country.
Farmers are feeding this world.
Let me just take out some of my produce, yeah?
But that's the thing. We have such a stereotype on
Yes.
these big jobs. Oh,
Office.
doctors, nurses.
Nothing is wrong with it.
Nothing is wrong with that. But farmers,
they deserve respect.
And especially if they love what they're doing.
Yes.
So let's not,
The second highest contribution to our GDP comes from agriculture.
Yeah.
Well, It's now the third because we've got oil, and gas.
Yeah.
Comes from agriculture, exporting rice, sugar, and all the, you know how much rice we eat?
I had some rice earlier.
Agriculture. So respect to the man. You see when you go
Yeah.
to go to the market,
Yeah.
respect to the man and the woman out there farming. But
Yeah.
it is back-breaking work. You see that we repepper?
Girl.
You imagine a whole farmer with repepper. Man,
Yeah.
I got 6 plants. And it's back-breaking to pick the peppers. I got 1 cherry tree. Nobody else in the house picks
Girl,
cherries.
I
I
would
want
give-
y'all hear me at home. Nobody else in the house picks cherries. I'm always, and I got Ziploc bags, Ziploc
Can I have
bags.
some? I need some cherries.
Sure, why not? And the tree is full of blossoms again. Nobody else wants to pick cherries.
Yeah.
So imagine the farmer with a whole 4, 5, 10, 100 acres of that we repepper, and my back breaking on a couple
Just
trees.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
So teach your kids early. Teach them about independence. You know, teach
You
them
gotta
about
expose
financial.
them to, for them
Yes.
to make more
Yeah.
informed
My
choices.
son, he was exposed at the age of 10, Small Business Bureau. They had this camp for young people. And he came up with his own business plan, his own name of his business, Orion's Eliminator Stand. So, school is going to close soon. Have your children in these summer classes, these entrepreneurship classes. You can do it online. You can let them do it on site. But, get your children engaged. Teach them about financial freedom. It's important. One of the things that really drives me is because I never ever want to go back to that life. I
Where
mean,
you came.
Depending on someone to feed
and
you.
my grandmother. Let me tell you, God rest her soul. My grandmother was a Christian woman, and that's what that's where I got my faith from. We used to sing songs. She used to pray with me, but I always wanted more.
Farmers.
And I always want. And she knew I always wanted more. She
Yeah.
knew it. She's like, Sophia, you have big dreams. And sometimes we can discourage our children, parents,
Yep,
because
yep.
we can tell them it's not possible
Try to
because
set-
of our own fears and
Yep.
limitation, and we put that on our kids. But now we're in a different time.
Anything is possible.
it's limitless now.
Yep. And with
So-
more education, you're becoming aware of the opportunities
With
that are
access
there.
to stuff on social media.
Yep.
Listen, one of the things I also think is important, if your child says that he or she wants, for example, my son wants to be a chef, the younger one says he wants to be a chef. So what do? I say, we can look at the cooking show, you're going to go and do a weekend, but this didn't happen, but we had planned to go and do a weekend in the kitchen at Maggie's, but then the pandemic started the
Yeah.
same weekend that I approached them. Expose them to things that they will learn about the profession they like, not just reading it in a book or looking at it on TV or on the computer.
Real life impact.
Let them get the real life exposure, because the real life exposure gives you a whole different experience altogether. And you would either fall in love with it even more, or you'd say, man, I like this, but I don't see myself doing it
I like
forever.
the idea of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do it for fun, but not necessarily forever, like a job.
And that is why I take my daughter to the studio. I let her go behind the mic and let her feel empowered. My Orion, he's going to be 15 soon. You better believe when school closed, he's going to go do intern at one of those big companies that we serve. I am not playing with him. He's not going to sit home because his lemonade business runs on orders. So we have...
I'm listening.
So we take these orders, and we have a chemist out from the University of Guyana that work with us to really, make it really, really like top-notch lemonade. We incorporated with strawberries and so on. So we have our own monthly customers that we supply. So that business run on itself, and he deals with the
He
money,
managing.
and he managed that. But I will not have him at home every day for the next 2 months, because he's a gamer. He loves algorithms. He's one of the top. I don't even know what to say with these games. And you know what I noticed too? I want to tell what I noticed with him. Because he's so versed in tech, the AI, and I was sharing this with a coach the other day, I was like, why you have AI doing your school assignment? That is what he did.
You're just out the
Why
child.
did you
Oh
just
my
out that
goodness.
I it's like because it's plagiarism, right? So it's like, no, this can't happen. He's like, Mom, I have 5 AI, check it. I was like, so when one AI does the work, he's gonna have another AI. So there's no way that the software can pick up. I was like, but this is wrong. He's like, will this information matter a couple years from now?
And here's the
But
thing, why do you
that's-
think they invented
this
AI?
This is what I have to put up with.
Why do you
So-
think they invented AI?
So what I do, I take away his gadgets and you're gonna write it the old school way.
They should have had AI when I was doing my
I
MBA.
know, girl. But
Man.
that's how Varsity is now into it.
I gonna do something.
Yeah. but even then you gotta monitor your kids
Yeah.
because you don't want to promote laziness and
That's
so on.
true.
So,
That's true.
You know,
But that's
it's
not
tough.
laziness. He got 5 of them checking it.
And then he still has to go through that
That's-
to ensure
Listen,
it all
your
relates to the
MBA
AI.
I hope them teachers at St. Joseph listen.
your first course in your master's is about creativity and innovation. The
Yeah.
child has mastered it.
Watch it. Yes.
Yeah.
Watch how he done pass already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Send
But
him
you
to
know,
Nations
it's a challenge
to
now.
do the MBA now.
Because you're in the 80s, you're 80s baby. Here you have to deal with, the people, the young people of these times, the millennials of these. It's tough because my grandma, I still try to put some of my grandma teaching on my kids, and I realize, hold up.
Is it relevant to today? That
relevant?
particular thing.
My
Some of
grand-
it would be, but that
think I
particular
could have
thing. Yeah.
You think I could have told my grandmother that I want to have a girlfriend, a boyfriend? My son is as I say, he's almost 15, and he's already like, Mom, I want to go out and all of that. Like, how do you deal with that as a parent? And here I am saying it out loud right now as a business owner. How do you deal with a teenager? Now, because I would get a lot of parents ask me this. One parent told me, our son, well, he's 16. He is involved with this girl. They see each other at school and so on. And she said when she told him not to ever see the girl again, he started to be depressed. He would go in his room, he would not talk to her and all of that. So I was trying to rationalize this. Like, how do you deal with teenagers? Because these are different scenarios. I was
You
like,
gotta be open-minded.
Why don't you be open and be his friend and say, okay, so where you guys plan to go and things like that.
Get
to
to
build
know
that
them and
trust.
what they're doing,
So have
and to
her
help
parent-
steer that relationship.
Yes.
Because strict to the government, wise to the population. You clamp
Yep.
down on them here, and they're going to go somewhere else. My son is 18, right? He's a man, and I still like when he says he wants to go out with his. He comes and he tells us
Yeah.
that he wants to go out with his friends. About 2 years ago, he would ask and he wouldn't say who they were. And I'm like, I need to know who you're going
Yeah.
with because if anything happens, I need to know who you were with. I need to know where you're going. I need an idea of what time you're coming back. And we'll have a conversation about what the event is possibly going to be like and what choices to make or not to make. And I can tell you that my son is very mature and I'm very comfortable with him going out now, and because we had such an open relationship. And what he wouldn't tell me, he would tell his dad. What he wouldn't tell his dad, he would tell me. He got a parent where he would, which one he would go to for certain things.
You
And
know,
you got to create that
you
openness.
have to. I mean, as much as I came here to talk about my business, I really want parents, because Martina, a lot of parents are losing their children to the elements out there, all because they do not have that open door policy.
And
The
thing is-
the children feel like they're going to judge them, they're going to criticize them, they're going to say no, and they go out there to the elements and they confine, and that is where they're being misguided and misled.
And this doesn't just start in teenage years, because it was only the other day, I think I mentioned this before. So I picked my son up from school and I noticed he was in a bad mood. And so I'm picking on him, teasing him as per normal, but he's not reacting the normal way. And he was really angry. So I looked at him and I said, you need to get a grip of yourself. Anyways, I came out of the car because I had to go deal with some errands. And I left him there with my taxi driver, he's a trusted friend. And so the driver asked him, why are you acting this way? What happened today? And my son confided in the driver and told him that one of his friends from the classroom, I don't want to call names because she's a little girl, she didn't hug him today. And so he asked her, why didn't you hug me? Because she's usually the first person to hug him when he comes to the classroom every day. And she refused to talk to him. And that bothered him to the point where he left aftercare. We picked him up at the wrong 3. And he was so angry. And
He wasn't angry, the child was
he was
hurt.
hurt. He was, but he was, the way he was
Hurt.
reacting. Well, he's putting out anger. So when I came back to the car, the driver told me. And I hugged him and I said, baby, why didn't you tell me? He said, because you didn't ask me. And I'm like, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know,
And so-
that's so important. Even we had lunch with per day.
Listen,
Simple
stop
things
asking
like
your
that.
children open-ended questions like, how was your day? They can just
No,
tell you
like,
good.
You know,
Oh my gosh.
we had
I
lunch
say,
with today.
I say, baby, what did you learn in school today?
Uh-uh.
Everything.
Yes.
He learned
Yeah,
everything.
you gotta
That's
say,
it.
tell me something that you
Yeah.
learned today that you didn't know before. And then you get him to open up about something. Like, I really had to go through that. But
Yeah.
question to you, Sophie, how do you balance work life and 3 children having come out of that issue, the depression and all that you've been through, trying to build everything from scratch
Oh,
and doing it masterfully? We're seeing the end result.
But we don't know behind the scenes what's
what
happening.
happened, what's been
yeah,
happening.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wake up at 4:00.
Whoa! I thought I was waking up early.
I wake at 4:00 so that I can get enough time to pray and to meditate and all that. So by 4:30, I am getting myself ready, preparing the kids for school. So I make sure that the clothes is pressed and all that. But 4:00 is so important to me. If I miss that time, like
It's
somehow
chaos.
my day just don't go as how I'm accustomed to. So 4:00 is the time I wake up, and I go to the gym at 6. Sometimes I go to the gym at 5. I start my workout session at 5. 7
Every day?
almost every day. All right, almost
Wow.
Thursday is my rest day, and even Thursday I go and do a 5 miles at the park. Okay,
Rest day.
Like I find myself, I am so driven. Like people ask me why. I was like, I'm so excited about life. I am, I tell people it's because I have faced death. I have faced death, and I just never ever
You're
want to
grateful.
lose out on any moment.
Yeah.
So I try to soak up life as it comes.
So wait,
And-
what time you go to bed?
So listen, girl. I try
You
to
work
hit.
in
I try to
24/7.
hit that 9:00. Like last night, I went
Let
to bed
me
like
see
quarter
what
to
time
8.
you WhatsApp me.
Listen, I
If
went.
it
to,
was 9 o'clock.
I went to bed last night at 7:47. That was the last message on my WhatsApp. But
Let me see.
waking up early, having your day planned out. My notification goes off, reminders and all these basic things, simple things like these. And I talk a lot in my car. Like people comment like, Sophie, who you been talking to? Myself.
for real?
I'll be talking, singing, shouting, crying in my. Listen, I love my car. People ask me why you're not changing your cars yet, but I love that car. That's Betsy.
So my last message to her 9:07 p.m. right, and she read it 6:15 a.m. And she really went to bed, or she went to talk to somebody else. No, but that's really good. The discipline. It's really
discipline,
good
yeah.
because if you don't get enough rest at night and you don't fill that cup with the fuel of rest, the next day is gonna go wrong as well. You might
Something
not
is
even
wrong
wake up
with
at
me then.
4.
Because if I go to work, if I go to bed, it doesn't matter how early I sleep.
But I drink a lot of vitamins too, man. I drink the same.
Wow.
Listen, let me tell you. I should have brought a bottle for you guys. Martin, I'm gonna hook you up. I drink this thing called Full Mac. You guys ever heard about Full
Listening.
Mac? Full Mac is that thing gets you like an energizer.
Is it
bunny.
like coffee?
Listen, it's way better than coffee. Listen.
I don't get along
Let me
with
tell
coffee.
you. Let me tell you the different rooms that it enhances your performance. It enhances your performance in the office, in the gym, at home, in the bedroom.
I knew something like that was coming, you know.
I
knew it.
because she said in different rooms, right? No,
But it
listen,
keeps me going, girl. It keeps me going.
ordinarily. This one over here calls me Superwoman.
Yeah,
I don't know if I take was it Supermac? I can be flying.
Full Mac.
You,
Full
girl,
Mac.
you had to
I
hear
can be
Martina
flying.
Shelley
I'm gonna
this
bring
week.
a dose of Martina.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
yeah.
gonna be flying.
Her week has been, she outlined
I
her
give
week
her
for
a
us.
rundown of my week because I put everything on a schedule. Time
Oh,
I've
wow.
slotted it.
To the point where I reached out and said today, Martina, you want me to help you do some work? Because it just went on me. Her work was on my mind.
But it was good. It was
Yeah.
good. It's bearing fruit here right now.
But waking
Um,
up early is key, you know. Women,
sleeping
you,
and
you gotta
waking up
wake up
early.
early, get, go in your bed early.
I do
I'm
gym
not
at
sure people
midday.
can say,
How
but
do you do it
Sophia,
at
you're
6?
because you're single. That's why. That's what they're gonna say.
But there's a no.
You know,
I don't
because
agree with
some
it.
of my friends say that because you don't have a husband.
But you still got
No, that
3
has no part to
kids.
play in it.
That's what I'm saying.
You still got 3 kids. You're still running a business.
Yeah.
You're still doing radio programs. You still have a 9 to 5 and a
Yeah.
24/7 and 3 kids. The only thing different is that you don't have well, I don't know if this is so. You don't have a man sleeping in your bed with you at night.
Night.
That's the only thing
Nobody
different.
could come and claim that and say, oh, no, And maybe when God bless me with the right person, maybe it will be I probably would not wake up at 4 every day.
You would
I'm
probably
not sure.
find somebody who's going to do it with you. If
Yeah.
that's what you like doing,
Yeah.
you find somebody who's going to do it
Yeah,
with you.
definitely.
Yeah.
So make sure, God, that this person wake up at 4 too, okay?
My husband and I used to go to the gym together.
See, you
and
so
all
me just
that.
here, don't say, okay.
yeah.
All those guys who were lining up.
Right, like,
Let me see how many
this
people
line
we
just
just.
thin out.
Let me see how many people we lost on the live.
But
yeah.
if I had to do it all over again, I would have without a heartbeat. I have no regrets. Everything that happened to me is just lessons, But
And
I
you-
wish, that I could never get over it. Even now, I struggle getting over my dad's death. I mean, especially this month, it's so hard. He would have been 63 on the 23rd of June, and then it's Father's Day and all that. So I've been doing things to,
That's why you wanted
celebrate
it.
his memory.
That's why
and
you
all
wanted
that.
the brunch then.
Yes.
Okay,
But
understood.
July, yeah. But we're gonna do something in honor
You
of
can
him,
still,
yeah.
you can still.
So
do it.
cherish your loved ones, stay close to them, and even if you have a fallout or anything, just do your best to make it up. Make it right.
And you could come to the brunch to rekindle
come to the
friendships.
brunch, yes.
July 23rd at the
Yes.
Mirage, 11 a.m. until. We might say 3 o'clock, but if you're still networking in Lyman,
What 3 o'clock, girl? It's 11 to 2, but we go a little
that's what I'm
late.
saying. I might
Yeah.
say 3 o'clock because you might still
Yes,
be Lyman.
I really hope to see you ladies there. We're going to work on something. But it's going to be a really nice event for growing businesses. You're going to get to share. You're going to get to meet other like-minded business owners like yourself and just be in the room and hear people talk about their business story. So that's like the highlight of
So,
sharing your business story on mic.
I want to come share my business story. Where is the Mirage? Where do I get tickets? Who do I call?
So you get tickets. Tickets are available at Kearsworth Medical Center and Pharmacy, as they're located at 103 Carmichael Street. You have tickets available at Obsession Fashion at 16B Duncan Street. You can contact me for tickets on 649.
So this Obsession Fashion is at the top of Duncan Street.
It's as soon as you turn Duncan, it's right opposite Popeyes. Is Popeyes still
Yes,
working?
at the-
right there.
next door to
Yeah.
the MoneyGram place.
Yes, it's right in there.
By
It's right
Survival.
inside.
Yes.
That
As soon
internet
as you
world.
go into MoneyGram, it's there on the right hand side, inside the building. I know the
Yes.
place.
You know the place?
Yes.
Yeah,
They get some-
Martinez, like,
I usually shop there. They have a
lot.
lot of nice outfits that I usually pick up there.
Unique,
Obsession Fashion,
unique. 'Cause
Calvin
what I
Klein
like-
and stuff like girl.
You see,
it's
Ramona, you hear what she
Wait,
said?
let's not sidetrack. Go back to your.
So Mirage,
So,
Mirage
Mirage-
Banquet Hall is right above Hot and Spicy in Alberton. Like you can't miss
Yes.
Hot and Spicy.
You're about to give them your number. to
My
reach out to
number,
you.
yes. Call me for tickets. Call me if you'd like to connect and so on. 649-6-100. 649-6-100. You can follow me on social media. I want to say thank you to you beautiful ladies for having me tonight.
Another
Just
question. You
share.
tell me tickets at Carmichael Street.
103 Carmichael
Why
Street.
103 Carmichael Street? Is that the end with Bishops or is that the part with Scotiabank?
It's
or is it-
Scotiabank. It's a pharmacy before Scotiabank.
All right,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Just want people to get
Yes.
Clear direction.
Big
Clear
shout outs to my
direction.
children. They're glued to the
Orion,
Ezekiel.
Emma, and Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Oh, you met? Did you?
No, you told me about them.
Yes, yes,
And I remember
yes.
their names because of the OEE.
Yes.
if
Somebody
I'm
said, "What
glossy.
is the date of the event?" It's on the 23rd of July. It's a Sunday from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. It's our third year doing our networking brunch for growing businesses. It's a chance for you to network, to invest, to collaborate, and to just have a really great time and see business owners who have that abundant mind. That they understand that there's enough for everybody. They
I saw
know
that
that.
at the We Lift. Like you've
Yes.
had so many people who are doing similar things, and then the way how they put them together and they realize, wait, I've got these nice soaps, and then I do organic packaging. What about if we come
Yes,
together
come together.
and just do the soap and the packaging as one business?
Yes.
And so I saw how that networking worked for people at the We Lift and the collaborations that have now come out of
Come
it.
out of it, yes.
There was one that was doing wraps and bags, like body wraps and bags, and then somebody else who was doing head wraps and the fabric jewelry. Imagine if they have a business together, they're doing the whole outfit, sandals, bags, everything. Just imagine if they're going to come together. So they had them together at the We Lift, and they've got the idea.
Yes.
They're going to foster that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So you come to the brunch
Come
and you
to the
see who's
brunch.
doing what that can help you grow. And also, don't just think about coming to take, but think about what you can come and
to give.
How your
Absolutely.
experience can help someone else and
Absolutely.
inspire someone else. So,
Yeah, wear your
11
brand. There's no conditions and all that. People, what should I wear? Like, wear your brand. Wear it's a brunch. It's a Sunday. Just come and have a good time.
Oh, wow. That got me thinking about some branding.
Yes, yes.
I got some women empowerment shirts that I've branded, but I'm thinking about branding some other stuff to come to the brunch. Yeah.
So I see people are calling my phone already. Let me give the number again. I'm going to return these calls right after. So, you guys, you see radio work. Okay, I believe in radio. I've been doing radio for over 2 decades, actually.
It's never gonna die.
It's never going to die. People are going to listen to it in their car, when they clean it. And we Guyanese, I saw the latest statistics, 75% of the population, the world population, still listen to radio. And now we're 8 billion people.
Yeah.
So I'm happy
That's
to be
six-
here
You're
today.
being heard.
That's 6 billion people listening to
Yeah.
radio still.
So thank you guys for having me. Once again, let me say it, the Glossy Networking Brunch with Bosses is going to be on the 23rd of July, 2023 at the Mirage Banquet Hall. It's going to start from 11 a.m. until 2. Even if you're a company and you want to do a giveaway to get some mileage, all the companies that will be doing giveaways above $20,000 will get free mentions on our platforms as well. So there's a lot of benefits as well. You have a plant shop. Maybe you don't have business cards. We have printing companies that will work with you and give you a package below $10,000. Here you're going to get business cards, flyers, receipt books to start. Because there are a lot of people that have side hustles, but they don't have these fundamental things.
Branding.
So we want to help you have structure in your business. So there's a lot to look forward for at the brunch. We're going to give you tools. People are going to share. You're going to have coaches in the room. The judges are going to be there that you wouldn't even know that they're judges, because they're going to judge your 1-minute business pitch. And it's for those who want to do it. So there's no pressure, because I know some of us, we dread that public speaking thing. So there's no pressure, just inspiration. And come next year, you'll probably be good at it.
And then coming out of that, there is a benefit. You make your pitch, and
Yeah.
somebody might pick it up.
And there are investors in the room.
the investors be like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to do that.
Yes, yes,
That sounds like something that
yes.
we
So we
can
want to.
take.
I want to say thank you to several companies, BRE Group of Companies, Sterling Products. We had T. Mohammed. They're doing some giveaways as well. Kears Ward. So there's a lot of companies that are on board. So it's easy for us to sell 100 tickets. Like I people ask me, but why are you only doing 100? I was like, you know what? I really want to connect with the audience in a really personal way. I'm not ready to where
You don't
have
want it to
a
be
huge
big,
yes,
and
you
it turns
don't
into a
have-
big party.
Yes.
But not networking kind of thing.
And I don't
Yeah.
want, nobody to leave without really connecting with them. Like the brunch is so dear to me because of my kids. So everybody that attend that brunch will get 2 minutes or 5 minutes with me. So I love that intimacy where you have 100 business owners in the room, but we still have tickets, okay?
And remember, when you come, even if you come with a friend, don't stay and hang out with a friend whole night.
Girl,
Yes,
you
the
Martina, I
importance of
love
networking.
you.
You gotta walk around and
Drop
shake
your
everybody's
friend.
hand in the room and get to know who's there,
Yes.
because you already know your friend.
You already know your friend.
You already reach your
You
limit with
already
the
know
friend.
your friend.
Move on and find out, shake some other hands, and leave your name, leave your card. Come with your business card.
Come with your business cards, and these are companies. Companies will be there. companies that you want to extend your business. Maybe you want to add something to your shelf line, or maybe you want a business to carry your product. Like, there's so much opportunities. I have a woman I met today, have a plant shop. She's like, how am I going to benefit at the brunch? I was like, business owners, we're looking for plants all the time.
Decor
Your
is a huge thing. Putting, even for your lawn. Look at Pegasus the other day.
Right away, it's like, stop limiting. Why are you saying your plant shop? Your plant shop have so much potential. So, guys, I can go on and on tonight, but come to the brunch. Call me for tickets. If you'd like to sponsor anything as well, hit us up, 649-6100. And come see a woman in business, a single parent with 3 kids doing it, and nothing.
You out there married with no kids.
Nothing should stop you, okay?
Nothing should stop you, okay?
Nothing. Only yourself. Anything stopping you is yourself.
And you
That's
can't
all.
deposit excuses, right? So
Yeah.
just putting that out there.
Yeah, you go to the bank and say, I'd like to deposit 10,000 excuses.
Woo! Girl, you go right back out.
We're like, excuses, is that a new currency? Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
so
most
much.
welcome, and thanks. You know what? My sister-in-law yesterday, I'm going to tell you how far you're reaching. And after I tell you that, then I'll tell you who my sister-in-law is. When I asked you yesterday, which if you go to the gym, because I was working out at the same time, and I was telling my brother, I said, I'm talking to
Sophie,
and he's like, yeah, I know her. And then my sister-in-law said, because of you, she got clients in regions or communities in Guyana that she had never reached before, Essequibo and Berbice, because she was focused on Georgetown. Lavia Yisrael. Yes.
Oh,
And Kesquia. Yes.
Is Cassius your brother?
Yes.
Wait,
No.
she commented on the Facebook
Oh
Live.
my goodness.
The-
She's there.
Yeah,
Okay,
She
good.
said collaboration over competition. There's enough for everyone.
Livia, I love Livia. Oh my God, like I would give her so many ideas about her business because
Because
it's
she said you were
focused on
doing marketing
steam, yeah.
with her, and
Yeah.
yes,
she
yes.
does amazing
She's like-
vaginal steam, and I say, listen, I tell all my women, you guys want the is it the fountain flow?
So
does
she
an
did my
amazing-
manicure. She did my manicure.
Yes.
It looked really nice until I wasn't used to the long nails, and I kept breaking them one by
Everybody
one.
looked at the nails. Yeah, look at mine
Girl.
too. Because
Oh my goodness, listen, I am surprised. I did not know.
I come
Cass is
from
just-
good people.
Yes, amazing. Livia, good night, my love. Good night. Livia is amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so she, because of the collaboration with you, her
Yes,
clients, she
yes.
grew beyond Georgetown
Yes.
into
I will
Berbice
need
and
a
Essequibo.
testimonial from her, by the way. Right after the show, I'll contact her.
I told her we go, and she said, "Well, Sophia reached out to me as yet, but
Uh-uh.
I know she will."
Like, listen, it's because of women like Livia I put that brunch on Sunday because a lot of women have their
Yes,
and
yeah, she
Sabbath,
said
she's-
that.
yes.
She said, "I know Sophia's gonna say I have it on a Sunday
Yes.
because you can't make excuses
Yes,
because it's
yes,
Sabbath."
yes.
And even those who go to church on a Sunday, it's starting at 11. Come in your church dress. So I was like, "Oh, now I see why she's doing it at 11. Smart."
she's inclusive, okay?
She's
Yes,
inclusive.
very intentional. So.
Well, listen, it was great. It was
Yes.
fun. And you see, when you're having fun, you don't want it to end, but we gotta
know,
say
we gotta
goodbye. Remember the Glossy Boss Breakfast with the Bosses, right? Okay.
brunch with boss.
No, it's breakfast for me. I come in. So brunch with the Bosses on the 23rd of July at the Mirage from 11 until you
Yes.
gotta go home at some point,
Yeah.
okay? Until 2. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Sophia,
so
and thank
much.
you so much
Thank
to
you
your
for being here.
entire
God
team.
bless you, and thank you so
Yes.
much, everybody, for listening to us.
Our next guest is already here. We missed the top of the hour break, but we're going to take a quick break now, and we're going to come back to you shortly with our next guest, another amazing young woman doing something remarkable that you're not going to expect from someone her age, right here in Ghana. Stay tuned.
All right.
I'm holding your hand, you're in control. Show me the way I ought to go. The path I must take, I want to know. I'm holding your hand, you're in control. Coming up! Waiting for me to come. Lord, now I am here and it is done. So show me your light. Show me your light. Show me the way I ought to go. holding your head, you're in control.
Princess, you're strong, princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Hold your focus, you've got to try. It's time you realize. Princess, you're strong, princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Open your eyes, you are the prize. You better realize. Many times we lose control of the madness around us, get caught up in the mess and lose our focus. But the joy of the Lord should always be our strength. It can take us through the matter, the length. 4 days late, but he was on time. Might not see him there, but there's always a sign. Be reminded he won't ask what you can bear. Just listen to his voice if you know what you will hear. Princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Hold your focus, you've got to try. It's time you realize. Princess, you're strong. Princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Open your eyes, you are the prize. You better realize. Now before you turn to what's going on, it's important that I tell you what's the goal. They wanna use and abuse, so keep your head on and don't be their muse.
Gonna claim they can show you the world,
But you've gotta keep your head buried in the word.
he might not move when you want him to.
But if God is there for me, then he's there for you. Princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Hold your focus, you've got to try. It's time you realize. Princess, you're strong. Princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Open your eyes, you are the prize. You better realize.
Okay, I no man, me know they now. But you just relax, pull it up now. Pull up, watch. I want to come out as boss. Watch, let me start this one. Yeah, man. Come on, come out. Come on.
Wonderfully made in his own image. No matter the stigma in his age. Don't let no one come and tear you down. You've got to be strong and wear your crown. Princess, you're strong, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Hold your focus, you've got to try. It's time you realize. Princess, you're strong. Princess, you're wise. Princess, please don't compromise. Open your eyes, girl, you are the prize. You better. Princess, you're yes, you've got to be strong. Realize. Yes.
Welcome to Talk Tax. My name is Carolita Edwards. Our program this week will outline to you the importance of paying taxes and filing your tax returns on time.
Need to apply for a taxpayer identification number or TIN from the GRA? Here is what you'll need: ID, passport or affidavit of identity, and proof of address. This can be a utility or internet bill, renter's receipt, or a mail bearing GPO's official stamp. Provide the original and copy of these along with the completed application form. It costs $1,000 for a new tin and $2,000 to reprint a lost or damaged tin. GRA, your partner in development.
Once you're earning income, you are obligated to pay taxes. This is in keeping with the Income Tax Act, Chapter 80101. If employed, your employer is tasked with the responsibility of deducting and remitting the taxes on your behalf. On the other hand, if you are self-employed, you are responsible for remitting your taxes to the GRA by the stipulated deadline. An individual can determine their tax payable by applying the single tax rate of 28% or the dual rates of 28% and 40% where applicable to their chargeable income. The submission of tax returns and payment of taxes is of utmost importance since it allows individuals to become tax compliant. Being tax compliant enables an individual or company to obtain a certificate of compliance quickly and with ease. The taxes we pay help to foster our country's economic growth, provide healthcare, education, infrastructure, and other public goods and services to its citizens. Therefore, taxpayers must be aware of their tax obligations and must understand that it is the moral and social duty of every responsible citizen of a country to pay their fair share of tax. The GRA is reminding taxpayers that filing tax returns and paying taxes by the stipulated deadline eliminates the possibility of individuals having to pay additional taxes, interest, and penalties to the GRA.
If you're self-employed, it means that you are your own boss. You have your own business and you set the charges for the goods and services you provide. As a self-employed person, you are assessed for income tax based on your chargeable income. That is, the amount remaining after expenses are reclaimed. Therefore, when submitting an income tax return for year of assessment 2023, you must submit the following: income and expenditure or profit and loss statement, balance sheet of assets and liability, loss schedule if applicable, wear and tear schedule if applicable, certificate of deduction, that is, set-off letter or certificate, such as a coal board letter or 2% withholding certificate if applicable. April 30 is the due date for the submission of tax returns and the payment of taxes due and outstanding. For more information, contact GRA's Tax Advisory Services, 227-6060, extension 8000.
Gentlemen, and we have our next guest in Felicia Adams, the innovative entrepreneur behind Flawless Crochet. At the young age, can we say your age? Can we say your age? At the young age of 22, Felicia began her knitting journey in 2017. And she was inspired by her mother's
No,
daily...
hold on. She wasn't 22 in 2017.
No, she's 22 right now. And she began her knitting journey in 2017. And she was inspired by her mother's daily knitting during pregnancy. So from humble beginnings, she taught herself through observation and YouTube tutorials. That is strong. What? Yeah, all right. And later she enrolled in evening classes at Carnegie for certification and further skills enhancement. Felicia's creative designs and impeccable craftsmanship are revitalizing the art of knitted clothing. And tonight, we have the privilege of hearing her story and discovering her vision for flawless crochet. I would just like to point out that we have a really nice outfit in studio that Martina wanted to go put on and come back, and we can't have her do that. I'm just saying that right here.
If you go to our Women Empowerment page on Facebook, it's called Women Empowerment Program, and we have our pink logo. We have the sign of womanhood and a tree trunk with leaves and roots. That logo, that's the Women Empowerment page we're talking about. So on the Women Empowerment Program's Facebook page, you are going to see this flawless crochet dress knitted in the colors of the Guyana flag. And listen, if you didn't see it before, Felicia was making waves on social media. When I saw the dress, I'm like, who is this chocolate brown girl in this beautiful Guyana flag dress? She's got to be here on the
Wait, is this the over?
Yes, I did.
You knitted that? That looks really nice.
It looks good. When she put it out there, it was shared on everybody's Facebook page that I know. I was seeing this thing all morning. I'm like, then they said she knitted it. I'm like, really? This young girl is knitting? She's an old soul. I got to meet her. We got to have her on the Women Empowerment Program. So I hunted her down, found her WhatsApp, and started messaging her. And so here she is tonight on our program.
I'm glad that she found out you're not a stalker. And
I thought she probably thought I was a stalker because I messaged her. I like to look back. I messaged her on Friday at 9:04. I'm like, a.m. And I didn't get any response. I'm like, okay, she don't want this business until 7:30 at night. I'm like, she probably went to look up to see who it was and if she's legit and if I'm just trying to stalk her and steal her dress or something. But thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on the Women Empowerment Program. Thank you. So readily, you're like, yeah, we do it. The only thing we had a little conflict with is the time. And when you told me why, I was like, what? You're going to Carnegie to learn more about crocheting and knitting? Yes. Who does that at 22?
I do.
My grandma used to knit. That's like what your grandmothers do. So my great aunt knitted a bottle warmer for my son, and he's now 18. So those are the people we've grown up to know knitting. Yes. But it's so inspiring hearing your story that you knit. We got a little glimpse. Ramona gave a little glimpse into that. But tell us the journey, what got you here today, the passion, the drive, your motivation, and the first time you pick up that needle.
Okay. Good evening, Guyana. My name is Felicia Adams. I am 22 years old. I am a model, I'm a teacher, and also I'm a crochet designer. I must say what brought me throughout this journey is definitely my self-confidence and courage. Crochet was something that I didn't thought that I would have been doing a day like today, because my mom, she told me the wonderful story that when she was pregnant with me, she crocheted every day. She said as soon as she gets up in the morning, she would go and cook, and as soon as she finished cooking, the entire day she would sit and knit, crochet. I was like, oh wow, okay, good. So when I was born, throughout those years, she tried to teach me, but unfortunately it wasn't successful. So I just pushed in the car, right? Then in 2017, this was very shocking to me. In 2017, that's when I finished my CSEC examination, and we had to be home for a while. So at that time, I was just home with mom. We were sitting, we were looking at a movie, and she was doing a chair back for one of her customer. And she just put down the knit. I just look at her. She put down the knitting, and I went. She went to the back, and then I just picked up that knitting, and I just started knitting. I don't know where this magic came from, but it just happened. And I was like, oh my God. And I called her right away. I was like, Mommy, come see this. She was like, girl, you always. And since that day, I have put in so much work in learning the craft of crochet. And ever since that day, I must say that I'm grateful for my mom and for everything she had taught me for me to be this woman today. So, it was a challenging journey, but I'm here today and I'm proud to be on this radio station to talk about my work.
You know, it's which radio station you're on? Please tell the listeners.
Yes, I'm on 99.7 FM.
Good. All right, y'all listening? All right, so I know you mentioned that you are teaching.
Yes.
But what motivated you to choose the subject that you're doing, and how are you using that as you when we talk, you want to bring crochet back to life?
Yes.
It's a dying art and you want to revive it. How are you using that to pass your knowledge and skills on?
Okay, when I first started teaching, I had applied to do maths. I started off with maths, but somehow my HM, she decided to put me in home ec because I had the subject. I said, okay, sure, no problem, why not? And there's just something about like home economic in a whole. It helps you to know more about your daily life. It prepares you for the future as a young lady. And
as young men too,
sorry,
stop
young
it.
men, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Young men too. So I wanted, to be able to share my knowledge, my skills to persons, to young people, so that they'll be able to, to be more equipped, and they'll be able to, also share their knowledge to more persons. So choosing home economic was, one of the biggest choice for me, and I'm grateful that I actually chose it. So,
how many people you've already given this skill to?
I've given it to two girls. One, her name is Shamiza. Hi, Shamiza. And also Kamini. Those are my two students that are always there to learn the crochet work.
And they've got their own pieces and stuff.
Yeah,
already?
they actually do, because when they have spare time, I would teach them some stuff, and they would come sit with me and they would help me do some work, and sometimes they do some stuff on their own.
Did they help you do this dress?
No, they didn't help me.
How long did that dress take you to do?
This dress took me, I think, a week. About
a week?
Approximately a week. The reason why is because during that time I had a lot of orders, because it was independence. So I had a lot of orders, so I had to be stopping going. But I think if I were to do it like without anything, it would just be 2 days maximum.
Like nothing, doing nothing else?
Yes. 2 days maximum.
Because I'm like, a week? This look like 3 years I would take.
No.
This is mad talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the
How do you come up with the idea,
concept?
the concept for the design?
Well, this was a concept that I stole from Instagram, I must say. But I recreated it, and it turned out very well. But besides that,
with the Guyana flag.
yes, with the Guyana colors. But besides that, I usually go on YouTube and I get tutorials. Sometimes I go on Instagram and I would follow different crochet designer pages, and I would use some inspiration from them.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I just hope that I could fit into this dress.
You will.
How many of the pieces have you made so far, like overall, since you actually started taking this seriously?
Wow, I'll say approximately 150.
Wow.
Approximately that.
Wow.
Bikinis, dresses,
yes,
skirts,
it could be
tops,
more.
pants.
Yes, I do bikini, dresses, top, skirt, pants. I do baby clothing. I also I do dresses too. Elegant
Yeah, I
dresses.
remember seeing the baby outfit. I thought that was so unique. Yeah, look at this, Ramona.
I'm thinking of all the possibilities right now.
You want to have a baby? She does hats and booties as well.
Yes.
That is really nice.
Yes, this is so pretty. We're going to
So
put them on
actually-
our Facebook page. We're going to put them on our Facebook page so people can see the work, and she's branded them so you get an opportunity to see the name of the designer.
Yes.
And it's flawless crochet designed to suit your every need.
Yes.
So this is
So how does it work? How
fabulous.
if somebody wants you to design or create something for them from their own design, how does it work? What's the process?
Okay, the process is that they would message me on any of my social media platforms, and then they would send me the style, and I would provide them with the price, also the time it will take, and also there is always a down payment in order for me to start. And as soon as I finish the order, I would contact my customers, let them know that it's finished, and I usually do free delivery up to Georgetown.
Awesome.
So that's the process.
But tell me something, how do you then manage your full-time job, your studies, modeling, and crocheting?
Okay, I am a very busy PC.
We can tell you
Busy.
responded till nighttime to Martina's message.
12 hours later.
Busy. I'm a very busy woman, I must say. But there is always a reminder in my phone to keep me up to date with everything that's happening around me. So I manage my time with the reminder in my phone.
Excellent.
Right? So because I usually get up for 7 in the morning. I get up for 7 in the morning. I get ready for school. As soon as I come up from school, I would, freshen up, start knitting, start my customer orders. And then in the evening, I would take some time off, maybe watch a movie, and then head to bed. Or do some studies and then head to bed.
And we've got the sample, the dress,
Yes.
the Guyana dress that is making waves on social media right here in studio. It's not fake. It's not something that they made,
She
the
didn't
bulk.
copy somebody else's picture.
The
post
bulk
it.
order that you get from China and Alibaba. It's authentic. You can feel it. You can see all the intricate work. Beautiful representation of the colors of our flag. Some people would say, see it and we think, the ice gold and green, Rastafari
Yes.
colors. But when you look at this, I see Guyana.
Yes.
Because the white stands out, the black stands out. And it looks so nice. Ramona, this is the dress that
Yeah.
we are going to give you to model.
Oh
We're
my
going to add some
gosh.
other stuff to it when she's going in for the
can do so.
Miss International Elegant Mothers pageant next
Oh
year.
my gosh. Hi, Alicia.
She already got her trainer lined up. We're going to get Sophia to do your marketing. And here we have Felicia, who's going to do your
The
dress.
designer.
Yes. We got you covered.
I love how prepared you are.
All you need now, we can work on the shoes and the makeup artist.
I can help you with a walk too.
And we got Alicia for that too. We got 2 models. You can't say no. She got everything coming in a package. Tell us about your modeling, Felicia.
Okay.
Wait, you were last year. You were up for Jam Zone.
Yes.
I saw that, yeah.
Yes. I was one of the delegates for the Miss Jam Zone pageant last year. I started modeling in 2017. So yes, 2017. And ever since, it has boosted my self-confidence. Like, I have turned into a
You have main
different
practice
person.
syndrome.
Oh my God. I
girl, yes.
into a different person. Like, my confidence just, like, bloom after then. You know.
You were
So,
shy before?
I was not really shy, but I was more like a I would say a tomboy. And ever since I started modeling, I started to be more, ladylike, elegant, and, started to improve myself as a woman.
You stepped
I
into
see.
your femininity.
Yes.
I see when she walked in here, she's like shoulders back. When I see her, I remember Maya Angelou, phenomenal woman. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Arch my back and so she walked in here like, okay, she models. She didn't tell me that, but I could
Yeah,
tell.
I was actually gonna add some questions as it relates to that, but I said no. We come to talk about business and thing and thing.
So tell us then, business. Yeah, when are you gonna make this a company? Fully incorporated and go out on your. We're not telling you gotta leave the teaching profession, but yeah, you gotta leave the teaching profession. And that could be your part-time thing. Well, this is your full-time thing. Walk into your talent. So when? What is the plan?
2023, not 2023, sorry, 2024, Guyana, expect great things from Flawless Crochet. I'm speaking it into
Alright.
existence.
Yeah. You've got, let me tell you, I would call it a niche. Why I'd call it a niche, although there are people who are knitting in Ghana, people who are not knitting this and this quality in Ghana. In addition to that, you have something that most people who are knitting don't have. You know to knit. You've got your mother who's a master at it. You've learned a lot and you're doing all of it, but you still decided to go to school to turn that natural skill and have a certificate in it and to learn more. And that is the part where I say it's for you it's going to work because you're passionate about it. It's evident in the fact that you know to knit.
Yes.
You're already doing great things. You decided to go to school to learn to knit, to crochet. Like, who does that? Somebody who is passionate, and perhaps you haven't seen it as yet. That you say 5 years from now, where Flawless Crochet is going to be. Whether you're going to be marketing in the Caribbean, outside of Guyana. You might have your the Guyanese. They have Guyanese Association in New York where you're sending things to them and you got your whole international with your own tag, because I didn't see you tag this dress.
No, I didn't tag the dress.
You got to go back and get a tag and tag it and say where it was made. Even listen, so when somebody comes and will you get this dress and you go at the back, it's like, check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, tag it, brand your stuff there. Okay. So you come into the brunch with the bosses. Sophia was here just talking about investors who will be at the event on the 23rd of July at the Mirage. And this is where you get an opportunity to pitch your business idea, your existing business or your business idea. And investors are in the room to say, hey, this is something that we can invest in. This is a good idea. She's good at what she's doing. Let's see where we can take her. So you design dresses outside of doing crochet. Do you design clothing for people? Do you have any ambition to do designing like Derek Moore, Randy Madry, Michelle Cole?
I recently did a fashion show which was Moonlight Story, and it was, I collabed with Buckbead, and that was a big step for me because I never collab with anyone in terms of like taking my crochet work and their work and put it together and, you know, make it something. And the response that I got from that, it was amazing, and it definitely opened my eye more to, you know, work along with fellow local designers and, you know, be able to better myself and, you know, create something different when it comes to crochet, and not just the thread and the needle alone. Add some more to it and give it more value.
Because I've seen crochet work merged with other designs for pageantry before.
Yes.
And it's remarkable with the work that they do. Like Miss Dominica, when they come to JC's and they have their cultural wear, how they have the Madras colors is the orange, green, yellow. I think those are the colors that they call it the Madras. And they have those, and then they have the same beads, the nature beads, and they have linen and the knitted. When you see the work, it's like, put these things together. You never thought that it would work.
Yes.
And then you see it. It's all natural. And when you say you collaborated with Buckbead, I'd love to see what that collaboration looks like.
I can show you now.
Yes. And we can talk about it. We're going to let people know.
Was that
what
easy
we're
for you?
looking at.
It wasn't because I didn't want to do it at first, right? But I said, you know what? Let's try something new, because, you know, I'm just doing this as it is, but let's try something new. And I was definitely amazed with how it came out, because I did it within 2 days. I did 3 outfits within 2 days. So it was, you know, a lot of work, but I was willing and dedicated. I'm always willing and dedicated to my work.
So what are some of the challenges you faced since you started this entire business?
At first, it was managing my time management. That was the first thing, because I had so much to do. As I mentioned, I'm a very busy woman.
That is really nice. This is the buckbead
That is
creation.
really nice.
The one next to it too.
Whoa!
I did. Yeah, we
this
did.
is listen.
That's nice.
You can go on her Facebook page. It's Felicia Adams, PHELICIA and she is there today. There's a post today titled "Elegance is Key," and this is absolutely stunning. Even the headpiece there, and oh man, this is stunning. The presentation looks good. So check out her Facebook page, and if you go down, there's another one called Real Love, where she's
It's my designer. That's my pageant designer, Dexter Gardiner. I love him so much.
where she's modeling her outfit. This is unique. Like, I would not have thought about doing something like this. This is unique. Wow. Here's the other piece. It's knitted. It's gold?
Yes, gold.
How did you find gold yarn?
Online, I did. I actually
Because I'm
bought
like,
it
I've
from
never
Amazon.
seen that here. The gold yarn, and you've created the gold skirt, and then there are roses and rings and beads. And is this feather in the headpiece, or is just beads?
It's feather and
Okay,
bead.
feathers and beads. Okay, this is beautiful, really beautiful. What was the name of this piece?
The name of that piece is Bloom. Sorry,
And the one you're wearing, what is that one called?
I didn't give it a name. But
So if you were to
think
name
about
it?
I would go with flawless. Let's see, flawless. Thinking about that one. But I got to add the flawless in it. More like flawless. beads. Yeah,
I don't
flawless
know.
beads.
I think
Let's just say that for now. Let's do that for now. But definitely the flawless has to be added.
I'm thinking galaxy. The reason why I'm thinking galaxy is because what the galaxy means, it's like bits and pieces of everything pulled together and held together by gravitational attraction. That's the dictionary definition. And when I look at the dress and all the things that you coming together, the gravitational attraction is the crochet work pulling together with the buck beads and galaxy.
That's a nice name, Galaxy.
That's what I'm seeing when I see
You're
this.
gonna make me change my caption as soon as I go home. I'll put it as a Galaxy. I'll change it.
Yeah, and then it has this aura, this rich aura because of the gold.
Yes.
Yes.
When I-
Mother Nature.
Yo, when I stepped out in that trust that night, it was like, whew.
Yeah, because look at this. This is so beautiful.
It is.
And the centerpiece,
that was done by Buckbead. The top was done by Buckbead, and the bottom was flawless crochet. My work.
Okay. Wow, we should have brought Buckbead here. We're gonna find Buckbead.
You're gonna find him. His name is Isaiah Luther. He's
It's a guy?
Yes, he's a guy.
Wow.
Hi, Isaiah.
Is he from the indigenous community as well?
No, he's not.
I know we have a couple of indigenous designers who are out there, and because I've never heard of his name before, I'm sorry. If he's popular,
He is.
I'm sorry. I just came back to Guyana, okay? Not yesterday. But no, I know a lot of the indigenous designers who do work, not exactly like this, but similar to this. And then I'm seeing a lot of feathers and the earrings. So when I saw the headpiece, that's where I got the idea that perhaps he's one of those designers. And their work, it stands out. Like yours, it really, really stands out. And it's similar to what you do, but they're not using a needle for their work.
They would use the sticks, right?
The sticks and
Yes.
and knots. When I saw the work being done, I was like, wow, who taught them this? This is like Girl Guides 101 on a next level with these knots, and they create a whole dress with just knots.
Yeah, but Isaiah Luther. He's really good. He is very passionate about designing. Really passionate. I think you guys should bring him on a show. You know?
Yes, that's what I'm
His
saying. We gotta get- we
You're
gotta
gonna
get
want
him.
here. I'm sure you're gonna want him here. He's really good. He's right from Georgetown, and he's very passionate about recycling, using recycled stuff to create wonderful design.
I saw a headdress made out of spoons, spray painted with gold, and the copper wire that you strip out of those. I don't know if it's from electrical cords or telephone wires, but
Yeah, I know the
those
wire.
copper wires, or you could go and buy them at National Hardware, perhaps. But I saw a headwear made out of that, and I didn't even recognize that it was spoons. When I asked the woman, what did you use that? What did you make that with? She's like, it's spoons.
And then you were like,
I'm like, what do you
studying.
mean spoons? Like, what kind of spoon? She's like, disposable plastic spoons. And she spray painted it. I'm like, oh. And pointer with buck bead at the end, and all of it spray painted. And this thing looked like $1 million.
Okay. Someone just correct me and said that Isaiah, he's all about sustainable fashion.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
It's recycling. It's
Yes.
yes. I understand what they. I know what they're trying to say. We're saying the same thing. We're just using different words, and I like
Yes.
that he's about sustainable fashion, and you are too.
Yes, I am.
So now I'm going to ask you, what was the inspiration? Even though you saw it on Instagram, what was the idea from Instagram? What was the inspiration behind when you customized it for Guyana? What was your thinking? You want to create this piece. What was your thinking?
Honestly, I wanted Guyana to know that there are some talented individuals in Guyana, right? And this is just an example of one of the individual, which is myself, right? And I just wanted to put it out there for Guyana to see how talented we are and how we can remain as one, how we can always live as one too. So this was a piece that I really just wanted to go out there and they see it and they be like, oh wow, she did this? She from Guyana for real? like that, that type of feeling. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they would dig deep and be like, oh, let me check her out. Let me see. Okay, she's good. Like that type of thing. So I really wanted it to be out there.
So did you wear it to a function, or was just that a photo shoot
It
to
was just for the photo shoot.
show off the dress?
Yes, but I will wear it again for something. Maybe a really good event. Maybe the president should invite me to some event and I would just wear it and stand there and be like, hey.
The walking Guyana flag.
When people saw it,
Yes.
how many orders you got so far?
My phone is still off the hook, to be honest. But
So I can't
like
order
about-
it because too many people don't place it.
No, you can get your own design. This one we
Everybody
can
was more
fix
like
for you.
finding out what's the cost and stuff like that, and then most persons place another order of something else. So, yeah.
Well, what's the cost for this, if you don't mind saying it? Though?
Sure, no problem. The cost for this is $25,000. Very cheap and sweet.
And the thing about it, it's unique because crochet is something where you can add your own thing to it. So if you want a dress similar to it, you can add your own.
I can add beads.
Personalized.
Yes. I can add
I didn't
even
realize it had
covering.
gold beads on it.
Yes, it does.
Until
You can add
now.
bead to that dress. You can also add some cloth on that dress, maybe to cover. Cause some person might want me to cover,
Their
the
their
boob part
abdomen,
or
the breast,
some
the
parts,
back.
But yeah, it's a lot of stuff can be added to that. Not only beads, but there's a lot of stuff that can be added to it.
So how do
Their
you maintain?
names, you can even do their name. Like you can
Yes.
put Ramona on her dress.
Yes, for real. you
Yeah,
can
no,
do that.
and I would not do that. That's very cliche for me. But anyways, how do you maintain the quality of your work? I mean, given that you're getting a lot of orders, I mean, there are instances where the pressure might make, and you gotta move
rush.
faster, the deadlines and whatnot. How do you work to ensure that you give the same quality of work to every customer?
For me, I would say I make sure I give them the right time, because time is very important, right? And I try to maintain it to that time. If I say 2 days, it would be 2 days or less, right? I don't go over that, right? And then when I do, as I mentioned, I do get a lot of orders, but at the same time, I try to manage my time so that I can always provide the best of my work. And I always get good reviews. I think there was only one bad review I got, but besides that, all my orders were good reviews.
You don't delete that review?
No, of course not. That review helped me.
All right, I like that level of
There's
thinking.
nothing in this. They say there's nothing as bad press.
Yes.
Everybody's getting to know about you.
Yes.
So take
Well, what
advantage
is
of
one
it.
of the a memorable outfit or design that you created that you would like to tell us about? I mean, the bug bead one was really good. That
Yeah, that was
And
that
apart
was
from
spicy.
this dress,
That was
because
different.
look at this dress.
Let me. I can.
To
I
me,
can
this is like
definitely-
the
Yeah,
dress.
yeah.
This is the moment.
But I would definitely say this dress. You know why? Because it's to me it's just different. Like nobody has ever seen anything like this.
Correct,
Right.
yeah.
So when it was out there, like everyone was just like, wow, wow, just like, wow. So I would definitely say this dress.
So, what advice would you have for aspiring entrepreneurs, especially those looking to revive traditional crafts or start a fashion-related business? What advice would you give to them?
First, I would love to let you know or tell you guys to follow your dreams. It's very important that you develop a skill because skill is wealth. Not only that, but it helps you mentally. It helps you, to be a better person. And once you have a skill, you can go anywhere in life. I'm telling you that. So I would definitely want to encourage them to follow your dreams. And if you're passionate about it, just do it. Don't let anyone stop you. You will get bad times. You will get downfalls. Obstacles will come your way. I don't want to say it might. It will come your way. But you just hold your head high and you do you. Girl, you do you, boy, and you just shine.
And you do you, child.
Child, and just shine.
You know what I like to say? Like when you're having a bad time, you say, oh my God, I'm going through so much right now. Focus on the word through. You're going through. You're going to come out to
It's
the
just a
other
phase,
end.
yes.
You're passing through it. So you start here, but you're coming through and there's an end to it. So don't say, look what I'm in right now. Look what I'm going through. You're going through it. It's going to pass. And when it's done, the next thing is going to come that you're going to be going through. And sometimes the things that you sitting there thinking is an obstacle, like you didn't want to learn. Your mind wasn't open as yet.
Exactly.
And then you picked up the needle and realized that you had actually learned it all along, but it's because your mind was closed. Sometimes the obstacles, they're mental because we're not ready to do it. So when you're ready, you just pick up your crochet needle, and I'm using this as a metaphor. Pick up your crochet needle and start knitting. Whatever it is that you like doing, man, just go after it. And if you're not feeling the energy, just take a step back, do something else that you like, and that moment will come again when you'll find that passion. What was your passion before this? Math?
Passion? Not math. I always wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
But after this and some other decisions, I decided why not become a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, right? And ever since, I enjoyed every single bit of it, and I'm grateful for all the decisions I've made.
Which led to this moment.
In 5 years, I'm looking forward to seeing where you are with this business.
I'm looking forward to seeing you with a fashion show.
Girl,
we have these
it's
items
coming.
on display.
A whole show, just
Yeah.
It's coming.
And Ramona is going to be one of your models.
Yes.
Yes, we're putting her out there. You notice we putting Ramona to model everything.
But I must say that I am grateful for a lot of persons in my life, especially my supporters. Sometimes I do feel like I don't want to do it anymore, but there is always persons there to continue to advise me, girl, you are good at what you do, continue doing it. They're just always having positive messages for me, and I'm grateful for them. I would name a few, but if I name a few, the other set, they might be like, oh, you didn't say my name? You didn't say my name?
You
So
might end up in a
I'm
Selena
grateful
Gomez
for,
kind of
yes, I'm grateful for everyone. Thank you for always supporting me. And Guyana, if you are new to me, you can follow me on Instagram. My personal page is Felicia Adams. My business page on Instagram is flawlesscrochet_GY. My personal page on Facebook is Felicia Adams. And my business page on Facebook is Flawless Crochet. I have a lot.
Yeah, well, you got to work the social media because that's
Yes.
where the business is. You mentioned your support system, and that's important.
Yes.
The people who you surround yourself with will determine your moods, your success,
Yes.
and
level of success.
and even how you see yourself, because those people you surround yourself with often become the reflection that you see. So if they're seeing negative things in you, that's what you'll start to see eventually. So if you got those that just negative, you just cut him off.
True.
You know, like when somebody calls in on the radio station saying something they're not allowed to say, you just cut him off. You just cut him off. And you don't uncut, you just cut it off.
Don't go back.
Yes.
Cut.
Because it's important to develop yourself with positivity and have positive people around you. Of course, you want honest, positive people around you, not people who just clapping and cheering and, oh, you're so great. And
You don't want
sometimes
yes people.
you're going downhill and
then they don't
they
want to
can't
know.
see it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is good, though. What you're doing is really good. And when you mentioned that you have the students who you're passing the knowledge and skill on to, I'm amazed that teenagers are interested
right?
in doing crochet. It must be the bikinis that you're doing and not the chair backs.
No, I don't do chair backs. I don't do chair backs. It's just strictly clothing.
Yeah, so they're seeing another side. They're not seeing the side that my grandmother did. Every Christmas, she'd have a whole lot of orders. And like from August, September, they want chair backs. People want chair backs. They want the covering for the chair arms. They want a piece for their center table. They want pieces for the dining table, the placemats. And so from August, she starts working on stuff for Christmas. Everybody, because
My
it
mom
takes
did
so
the
much
same
time.
thing too.
Doesn't she knit anymore?
She doesn't. She is a seamstress now. So the crochet business is all on me, and she taking over seamstress, and she wants to bring me in that field too.
But I'm here what I'm thinking already. You crochet, and then for people like me who don't want the dress to be see-through, mommy can line it.
Yes, we had so many conversations on this already. So things
Make
are coming,
it happen.
Things are coming.
So then she can put some spandex because the dress stretches. So she can put some spandex under the dress, and I don't have to wear a see-through dress.
True.
I just want to cover up.
But you can you have the cover up. Also, you have the you have the knitted. You know, so it's
Mommy
it's
can
coming.
line it.
It's coming.
So I can order my dress, and your mommy will have to line it because, you know, I'm not going to model it in a see-through dress.
I understand. And also how we're having Carnival in September. There's another collaboration with...
Oh, yeah, we didn't have Carnival this year.
We're having it. We're having it in September.
What had happened?
For cricket. So it's cricket
Oh,
carnival.
yeah, cricket carnival.
Cricket carnival.
Because I'm like, I know we used to have the carnival. We started it in 2018, parading in May. So they're going to have it in September.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do for that.
Girl, I decided to collab with my pageant designer, Dexter Gardiner, for this carnival, and we are going to bring some pieces to Guyana that they've never seen before. So Guyana, please look out for these pieces. I'm telling you.
You know they
need
have
to
the
follow-
dolls who dance. They call them dolls. What is it, Ramona? The cheerleader dolls that they
Yes.
have.
Yeah.
Y'all should dress them. Go to whoever is sponsoring them, and you can knit. Let's say Banks is doing it, and instead of them doing the logo press on, you can knit Banks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Go to Banks, let them sponsor all the outfits, and they dress all the girls.
She just said cheerleader
In-
dolls,
in-
and I
in-
still
in-
saw
in-
it
in
thinking,
crochet-
what cheerleader
crochet
dolls she
clothing.
talking about?
When you go to Carnival, man, you know you
The
have
cheerleaders, actual
Cheerleaders.
human beings that are
Cheerleaders.
there.
They call
Cheer-
them
oh my
dolls. They call carnival dolls. That's the name they give them, carnival dolls. And they're on the field, and they have, like, I think I've seen Heineken, I've seen
Remind
Banks.
me never to play charades with Martina.
Man, you were distracted. That's why you didn't understand what I was saying. But yeah, go to Banks, DDL, whoever's doing it. And
But they have
you can
some
do,
crochet
you know
clothing for
what?
the girls.
They had a 50-year anniversary thing like UG is doing. You can do like a wine bottle cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That's
this is
macrame.
She's
yeah.
giving you ideas. She's really good with
I'm
ideas.
grateful. I'm
yeah.
grateful for the ideas. I must say I'm grateful.
As
Do-
she was talking, I was just going through Pinterest looking for my next outfit idea to send you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. And you can have colors. You know, we can have a lot of foreigners here.
Yes.
You can do colors for different countries.
Yes.
And make sure you get your branding, your logo, get your tag. Made in Guyana. if you want to put Felicia your phone number so people can order, get that done. You get a nice thank you bag
And put it
with the
everything up.
sticker with your company name and so branding. Call me when you're ready for the branding.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And set up your social media page where you start to, well, not set up your page, you got your page, where you start giving, guess what we're doing today? Put a little thing, this is we carnival. Start promoting it very, very early.
Yes.
All over social media. Just take a little picture, a little circle of the whole thing and say, guess what this is? You're going to find out on so-and-so day when we launch. Tease them all the way. You see how Beyonce's been teasing Renaissance for 2 years? And people say she ain't got marketing. That's marketing.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And now Blue Ivy's dancing. Marketing, people. Marketing.
Proud of her.
Yes. I'm like a proud auntie. People, those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, we're going to explain another time. But it's now 8 o'clock. Here in studio, here at Edu FM, we had such a grand time here with you tonight.
Thank you.
You're full of energy. It's like you brought your energy and drop it in here and spilled it onto us. I love the outfit. I was hoping that you'd wear it and you'd model it so our viewers could see. But anyway, it's on our Facebook page, Edu FM. You can also see it on the, Women Empowerment Program Facebook page. And when you go to the Edu FM Facebook page, you can catch this entire interview all over again. If people want to order outfit from you, last shout out, where do they get you? How do they get you?
Okay, if you want to place an order, you can reach me on WhatsApp. My number is 663-4224.
663-4224?
Yes.
Okay.
663-4224. And you can also reach me on my business pages. Instagram again, it's flawless crochet _GY, and on Facebook it's flawless crochet.
So FLAWLESSCROCHET.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram. All right. So if you want to know what Felicia Adams has been working on and what dress we're talking about, you can check out all her pages. You can check out the Women Empowerment page and look out for her coming with Derek Gardner.
Dexter Gardner.
Yes. Sorry. I'm trying here. Her designer. He works with you.
Yes.
All right. For Cricket Carnival in September. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Ramona, what do you say at 8 o'clock?
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Surrounded by the words of you. When I was younger, I was surrounded by the words of you can't and you won't. They saw a loser, I saw a little girl who chose to work towards all her goals. I am a dreamer, I'm a believer, I'll never fight, but I will ignore. So no matter what they tell me, I'll never hear a sound. 'Cause I'm gonna get up back from the ground, won't let them bring me down. I am a strong woman. I got my superpowers from my mother, she wears a crown. I am a strong woman, I am a strong woman. Now I am older with so much wisdom, wisely choosing my friends as I grow. Grateful for this life, grateful for my choice, grateful I got a mind of my own. I
get up back from the ground, won't let them bring you down. You are a strong woman. You are a strong woman. You got your superpowers from your mother. She wears a crown. You are a strong woman. You are a strong woman.